Well, hello everybody in Calculus 1. This is a quick video to tell you some updates for our class as far as this week goes. Okay, so first thing, test 1 is graded. By the time you're hearing this, you probably know that. You probably looked on Blackboard and noticed that there's a grade for test 1, but it's done. Everybody should see that their test is graded. Check Blackboard for your official grade. And I say check Blackboard because that's where all the official grades go. You have a grade for the test on WebAssign, but I have to check that against your work to decide if credit should be given or taken away. All right, so look on Blackboard. That's where your official grade for test 1 is going to be. I guess the main reason I made this video, is that I wanted to show you a little bit about the grading notes. So when you see your grade in Blackboard, you might want to know why it's higher or lower, or why it's the same as what it was on WebAssign. And that comes down to the grading notes. And I've told you that you can get partial credit, you can get credit taken away from your test on WebAssign based on the work that you send me. So let's look at the grading notes real quick. If I do that, all this stuff's going to disappear. So before I do that, I should do this last. Okay. There's some new due dates for quiz 5 and 6. They're now due on Saturday the 20th. The reason for that is this weather's causing all kinds of problems for people. And why not? If you can work on 5 and 6 and you don't have any trouble doing that, go ahead and do them. But if you can't, they're not due till the 20th now. I'm not going to change any other due dates further along the line, but it'll give you some flexibility for this week. Okay, for quizzes 5 and 6 to be now due on the 20th, and we'll have our weekly Q&A on Wednesday at 4 p.m. The link will be in the email. Okay, so let's look at the grading notes. Not everybody's going to be interested in the grading notes, all right, but I do make notes on everybody's test, and that determines what their grade is. And just so you can know if you're interested in seeing this, I'll show you what it's like. So let's share the screen real quick. All right, so the grading notes look something like this. All right, now this is not a student in our class. This is just a sample, okay? But you have your original score on WebAssign. That's what this is. And then you have your score after I look at your work, okay? And that's what this is. And this could be higher or lower than that, all depending on what your work is like. So I go through your test on WebAssign, and I'll just keep track of which ones you got right and wrong. And so, like, say if you get one wrong, I'll put a note as to why that is. It might just be that you didn't attempt it, all right? You just skipped it. You didn't know how to do it, all right? So I'll make note of that if that's the case. Some of the questions that we had were so simple that really there was no work to show. It was just a matter of knowing whether the question was true or false or something like that. So on those questions, partial credit was not applicable. But still, I make a note of that when I'm grading it, just to be thorough about it. It might be that you got one wrong because you made an algebra mistake, and so I give some partial credit. So probably this question here was worth 1 point, and you made a mistake factoring or something like that. I'll give you half a point because you did everything else right. Okay, so this would raise your score by a little bit. We keep going. It might be that you got one correct, but you didn't follow the instructions. There was a question or two on the test about finding the derivative with the difference quotient in the limit. If you didn't do it that way, you didn't get the points for it because that's what the instructions said. So I may have taken some points away on some of the tests for that reason. You could also make a simple miscalculation and get it wrong because of that. So I might give you all the points back for something like that. An algebra mistake is a little more serious than a simple miscalculation. So depending on the gravity of your mistake, I could give you more or less points back. But yeah, you can earn some points back. And if you don't attempt a question, you can't get partial credit for it. But anyway, so I make notes like this for everybody's test. I look at the proctoring video. I make sure you showed your ID, etc. If you'd like to see this, let me know. I have one for everybody. I'm happy to send it to you. but I will send it at your request. Okay, so that's all I have for today. Oh, geez. Okay, that's better. That's all I have for today. Let me know if you want the grading notes. If I see you Wednesday for the Q&A, and that will be good also. Otherwise, let me know if you need help on any of the assignments.